welcome to Girls Run These Worlds. I'm Taylor Felicity. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the MC for season 2 of Monster Hearts freshman year. As the name indicates, we are playing Monster Hearts 2 by Avery Alder, who describes this game as a high school horror show, although this particular series takes place in a college setting. We have some content warnings for sex, violence, infidelity, and general horror elements. So if any of those things, especially infidelity, is becoming kind of a big theme right now. So if that's something that is not going to be good for you to be listening to, then this may not be the episode for you. I'm going to throw it over to my players to introduce themselves, and we're going to start with Ava.
Hello, my darlings and dears. It's your mother, Ava, here. Today, I'm playing Athena, the siren from the Siren Playbook, flavored to be a harpy, and we both use she/her pronouns. And now, Janine.
Hi, I'm back. Hello, this is Janine Florence. I use they, them pronouns, and I'll be bringing the knight, Sam, into game. Sam uses she, her pronouns. Sam uses she, her pronouns. She had a little bit of an arc. We'll talk about that later. And I'm going to go pass it to sweet MJ.
What's up, everyone? My name is MJ. I use she, her pronouns, as does my character, Ms. Leia Dansby, who is the werewolf.
Very exciting. And we are down a player today. Unfortunately, Val couldn't be here, which means that at this time I'm going to shout out Ryu as our producer. Thank you so much for filling in last minute and making sure that we are still on the air. Much appreciated. Always gotta give love to the producers because it is a big job. So always appreciated. And with that, I'm gonna start in with our last time on Monster Hearts freshman year. The theme song begins, Montero by Lil Nas X. We see a shot of B leaning towards Sully with interest as he says, I need to warn you, I'm huge. A shot of clothes hitting the floor. We see a shot of Chris, sweaty from sword training, stretch his toned arms. Athena's quick glance away as she says, let me get you some water. We see a close-up of his face, his expression a mix of bewilderment, interest, and respect. We see Sully taking hold of Mothman's hand and a shot of them flying over the trees. Sully, a white-winged silhouette against the blue sky. Mothman, a pitch black one. We see Leia sitting backwards in her dorm room chair, leaning enticingly towards B, and her saying, and B saying, okay, I'll tell Sully about this before I hook up with him again, because this is fine, but that would be wrong, right? We see another shot of clothes hitting the floor. And then finally, we see a text from Kylie to Athena that says, Rose and her girlfriend broke up. Queen Mab just got a point. Now we're tied. And that is our last time on. And we're going to start this episode by seeing what our titular Prodigal Knight has been up to during the beginning of the series. So Janine, I'm just gonna throw it over to you to give us a montage of what Sam's been up to, what this training looks like, how Sam has changed since the last time we saw her, since it has been a while.
Yeah, so Sam, you see like Philippines. Welcome to the Philippines airport. You see her jump cut to being on a donkey going up a mountain with one bag, and then you see her phone drop out of the bag. She keeps going and going up the mountain, and gets to like this very secluded hut. An elder gentleman comes out, looks at her, and hands her 2 fans. She is doing this like she is punching, kicking, going through the mountains in like very Star Wars-esque Rocky moments. As she does, she's trying her best. There's a moment where she cuts her hair in like an undercut to like give more air as it's so humid and she's in the mountains. And she just keeps going with the same process of eating rice, going to training, helping in the farms, and goes back to training every single day and like loses track of time. There is a letter that gets sent down with like the next donkey that comes up. And then the next time the donkey comes, she goes back down. She gets to the airport. She buys a new phone and sets up all of her notifications.
Yeah. I do have a question for you
Yeah.
during this sort of training scenario. So one of the things that your twin brother, an ability that he has that Sam has not had in the past, is that he is able to sense the presence of supernatural beings. That like as soon as he met Leia, he knew Leia was a werewolf. As soon as he met Athena, he knew Athena was a harpy. Um, After this process of training, first of all, what does Sam look like now? Like, has there been like a physical change? And also, has Sam gained that ability as well? I will leave that up to you.
Oh, um, I think Sam has it, but it's like something that she has to try really, really, really hard to see it. Like she has to be with someone for longer than like 2 hours while her brother can do it like very instantly, but it's something that she's learning to train herself to get that like other sense that is going through her family. When you do see Sam, she has an undercut. She's rocking it. She loves it. Um she's still the same size, but if you look closer, you can see that her arms are like very toned. Like she looks like she can hold her body weight now and doesn't look like you can blow her over. She does keep the fans by her side from now on as like a just like as an accessory, but also if necessary as a weapon. No one's gonna know. No one's gonna ask. But
Yeah.
like she like has a six pack. She's very much like she looks, yep, different, very different. But like there's also like there is an aura of like not there's it's still the same anxious Sam, but you can see that there is a confidence that she didn't carry before. Of like she doesn't have to
Yeah.
be scared of her own shadow. She can trust it.
Yeah, I think then going forward, if you want to try to tap into this like ability to tell if someone's supernatural or not or what they might be, we'll just have it be a gaze into the abyss roll. Because then that leaves the uncertainty of
Mhm.
like if Sam is able to do it or like if you have the time or like the ability to do it. I think that works.
May I ask a
Um,
question? As someone,
yes.
I have a -1 in dark. Can I just negate it? For gaze into the abyss.
Let's say you can negate it specifically for that. Like if you're trying to figure out if someone's supernatural or not, you'll still have the -1 to dark for
Oh yeah.
like other gaze into the abyss.
Is it
But yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that works.
amazing?
Um, cool. We're kind of just making up a new move for you. That's very stripped down. Um, Okay, so you get your, re-download all your apps and like, get all of your new phone set up. And at some point during while you're like, of course, immediately you're getting like all of these notifications of like, I'm assuming Sam already like notified the school, like, hey, I'm like enrolled in classes, but like I'm not gonna be there the first few weeks, that
I
kind
just
of
go
thing.
after the incident of last semester. I do need
Right.
to take time for myself to make sure that I am okay physically and emotionally.
Yeah.
This is me putting in my medical, not leave, but my medical. Can I please be gone for a month? I promise I'll be ahead of my classes by the time I get back.
Yeah. So you have emails, not like emails that are like, where are you? What's going on? But just like emails from like professors that are like giving you like here are the like, the chapters that we've read and here's the syllabus and blah blah blah. And probably also from like classmates that are like kind of keeping you up to date with what's going on and making sure that you will be like ready to get back into
Mhm.
classes whenever you get back. In amidst all, and of course also just like messages from friends that are like, hey, how's it going? Different things like that, checking in on you. Um, in amidst those messages, you see about 2 weeks ago, you got a message on Snapchat from Sully that just says, do you think I'm lovable?
Sam has like her bag on her shoulder as she's waiting for the car at the airport to pick her up to take her to classes, and she just drops it and is like, um, And then texts back, "Of course I do. You okay?" Also, sorry for the late response. I have to just and like it's key smashes of like, oh, and then sends that, and
Yeah.
then responds with, and then ends it with, "Oh, right, see you soon."
Yeah, I think at least for now the message is sent, but you don't see the notification that it's been opened or read or anything. Which also, to be fair, Sully would have seen that you didn't even open the
Yeah.
message to him because that's how Snapchat works. And you yeah, head back to campus. It's about a month into the semester. It's let's just say it's January 30th.
What a random day.
What a
Wow.
random day. Also, hello, raiders from the lore mistress. Hello, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Um, so yeah, you're back on campus. And for everyone else, uh it's been probably time's a little bit nebulous. It's been close to a week, I think, since the events of last episode. Sully left the group chat that you were all in. And if during that time any of you were to like try to talk to him in person or like track him down, like he's still on campus. You still are maybe seeing him. It's not a huge campus. But it seems like he's specifically avoiding you. You have not had the chance to like talk to him at all during that time. Um and the one thing you do know is that Mothman presumably is somewhere on campus or in the town that you're in Millwood or somewhere, because you did get a text from Sully before you left the group chat that was a selfie of him and Mothman flying through the air, and he said heading back to Buckland. So those are the two like kind of things that are that are going on right now.
I do want to make it
Yeah.
canon that one of the days during that week, Athena will go to Sully and Jovi's door and just do like the very dramatic kicking at the door, being like, Sully! Sully! Probably terrifying Jovi, but it's mainly like, you
Jovi.
need to tell us how to deal with your friend!
Yeah. I love that. I love just maybe like that, even that shot ends with just like Jovi opening the door and looking like kind of scared.
Almost kicking him in the shit. It's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, he's not here, sorry.
I also think Leia probably would be back in allowed in hockey practice by this time. How do you think like what's Leia been doing? Like how has that been going for her?
So yeah, I don't think that she was actually physically on the ice during her suspension. She is definitely still working out because she's a dog, and if she doesn't get her walkies, she starts biting.
Yeah.
But pretty much as soon as the game is up of the end of her suspension, I think she is just like, okay, keys to the rink, I need to catch up on this very, very badly. Which is not to say that like she suddenly forgot how to skate. That's not how it works. But she feels behind because this is probably the longest she has been not skating since she was like 5. And so a lot of it's just like, I get to run around in circles on the ice again. This is good. This is right. But in practice, I feel like because she's pretty big, she's like your stereotypical power forward. She's a little bit lean, but in the way that like 18-year-olds are lean, where you know that in a few years her frame is just going to double in size. And so she is supposed to be pretty physical. And I think that when she actually gets back to practice, that it's noticeable that she's no longer going for the, incidental full body contact that you're allowed to do.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like as you're getting back into like practice and being back out on the ice, your coach is not not harsh with you, but firm, and definitely is like watching everything that you're doing, because she had said before, if you can't control yourself, I can't have you on my team, basically. So you she's noticing, definitely, as you're like kind of making sure that you're not going for like unnecessarily violence, essentially. She is noticing that. Um and I think a couple times kind of like gives you like an appreciative like nod. But Coach Miller is like kind of a stern woman in the first place, so she's not really like speaks super affectionate or super like affirming. It's more just like she sees you kind of pull yourself back from going on somebody too hard, and just kind of gives you a nod and turns her attention to somewhere else. um your teammates, I think when Coach Miller's around, they don't talk about what had happened. Some of them are like, you were totally in the right. Like, you were right to do what you did. Others are a little cool towards you. I think just because the way that you snapped was so like snapping, like it was like overkill. um so I think some of the your other players, especially maybe players who you don't know as well in the first place, are like a little bit no pun intended, a little icy towards you. um Trinity, though, is who is the person who was being targeted by the other player that made you kind of wolf out. I think at some point during one of the practices where you're like back and like participating, and like you're left to your own devices for a little bit, skates over to you and says, I appreciate what you did.
Thank you.
I mean, like, I was really tired of getting like taking hits from number 15, and like nobody else was doing anything about it. So I know you're not supposed to do what you did. You're not supposed to start a fight. You're not supposed to take your gloves off and attack people, but like, she stopped fucking around after that. So
I was gonna say I'm glad you're okay. Can't I tell if she like looks physically okay? Because that'd be really
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm glad you're okay. And she's like has a cast on.
Yeah.
No, she looks fine. She took some hits, but she was not super involved in the brawl that took place afterwards. She basically got knocked into a wall and then like went down on the ice. So she kind of was like out of the brawl that happened afterwards, because she had kind of like scooted too far away. So she looks fine.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're okay. That's God knows that I could not play on your line if you got her.
Yeah, she's like nodding. She's like, yeah, I'm fine. And then she kind of gets a look of irritation. She looks like she's looking past you at something behind you and looks like irritated. Yeah, you turn to look. Hunter Hansley, who was in your freshman like orientation class and is on the men's hockey team. He's also a freshman. Trinity's a junior. He's like behind, like in the stands, kind of behind where you two are talking, and holding up a sign that just says, I'm sorry. And she looks irritated.
What?
You would know that the two of them are dating. And she rolls her eyes and she's like, "Ugh, it's so stupid. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm probably gonna break up with him. I found out that last semester he started a really mean rumor about that kid who died before the kid died, but like it was still really mean. And like, I don't know. He's already a freshman. Like, I was already kind of like doing him a favor by dating him, and I don't know. I think we're probably just gonna break up.
No. I mean, like, what if it was before that kid died? The kid died during orientation. You probably give him a chance to be better. Are you going to the dance in a couple weeks?
The Valentine's dance?
Yeah.
I mean, I was supposed to go with Hunter.
Do it. Look. Romantic evening, swing dancing, heard it's good for your footwork. I think, give it until, I don't know, midnight. Midnight sounds romantic. At 12:01 a.m. If you
Break
don't
up with him just after midnight at the dance.
at 12:01 a.m., if there are no sparks, then end it. But if you break up with him now, then you won't go to the dance with him, and then you'll be sad. So it's like 2
Just
weeks.
go to the dance with someone else. You don't even know what the rumor was. It was pretty mean.
Was it about the bachelor thing?
Yeah, he made up this thing and was like, oh, he's gonna be on the college bachelor and I just think that's kind of a mean thing to say if it's not true. It was obviously supposed to make fun of him.
Well, how do you know that he knew that it wasn't true?
Oh, I got okay. I got a screenshot from his phone of a text that he sent last semester that was like, I'm gonna start this rumor, it would be funny. And I just got this text from somebody, and then when I confronted him about it, because I was like, I don't have this number in my phone, I don't know who this is. When I confronted him about it, he didn't even lie about it, which was good, and didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Well, he's clearly apologetic now. And boys can be dumb. That's why I don't date them. That's a joke. That wasn't a choice, but if it were, it's one I make every time. I'm rambling. You should give him a chance to apologize.
I think she kind of just rolling her eyes a little bit. But you don't have any strings on her, I don't think, right?
Not.
But you did kind of do her a pretty major favor. So she's like, I wouldn't do this for anyone else. I'll give him a chance. But dudes are always about doing these big romantic gestures, and then they're not going to change anything about their day-to-day life. So I'll probably just break up with him at the dance.
At 12:01 a.m.
Yeah, that has to be the cut of the scene of you just saying at 12:01 a.m. so specifically.
Not a moment sooner than that. Exactly 12:01 Eastern Standard Time or Central Time.
Yes, it's just Eastern, yeah. And also make sure your clock is right. Don't break up too early. Cool. Okay. So we can really do whatever everyone wants to do. I think it would make sense for us to do a scene where you're hanging out with Sam.
I want to see my friend. I heard my friend is back. I want to see if you've ever, any dog that senses that their owner is back. Obviously, Sam and Leia do not have that relationship, but it's very similar. Where it's as soon as she hears you're back on campus, it's like, oh my god, it's so exciting! It's so exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, where do you all think that this hangout is gonna take place? Where are you all meeting up?
I don't think Sam tells anyone and is just sitting in her room unpacking in a very slow manner, and it's just like, okay, it's first day back, I'm just gonna take my time going in, because again, she was pretty secluded. She only talked to her grandpa the whole time, so she's just kind of like, okay, we're gonna go back into society.
I think then here's what I think happens. Sam is you're back in your room. Your roommate Stella, who we haven't seen this season yet at all because Sam hasn't been here, so Sam's roommate hasn't really been around. I think Stella is helping you unpack and kind of just filling you in on stuff that's been happening. And at some point during this happening, texts probably Sully included, although I'm sure he doesn't respond, but texts Athena and Leia and Sully and is like, hey, Sam's back in the dorm, I don't think she's gonna text you, but you should totally come by and welcome her back. And
Sam lost the numbers to everyone, guys. Her phone is in the woods.
Leia bursts out of her room at the speed of light, starts to run down to Sam's, changes her mind, runs up to Athena's.
Oh, thank God.
Sam's back, Sam's back, Sam's back. Sam's back.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go see her. I am ready.
Yes!
I'm ready. Oh,
And then off like a rocket.
oh my God. Okay.
If the door to Sam's room is not totally closed, and even if it is, you are gonna get a werewolf body slam.
I will text Stella ahead of time. It's like, please have the door open. Please have the door open. Please have the door open.
Yeah, Sam gets, or not Sam, Stella gets the text. It says, like, please have the door open. Goes to open the door.
Stella, Stella, why are you opening the door?
Yeah, even as you're saying that, Leia is thrown into the room.
That was the reason why I texted you.
Hello.
Yeah, Leia immediately goes in to not just hug Sam but lift her up, because again there's like a foot height difference. Like, oh, I missed you so you feel dense.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a good, and because she's a dog and this is how dogs communicate, I think that she pushes up her sleeves and like shows off that she also was like, we match.
Okay.
Athena's here. She missed you too.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Are you okay?
Me, I'm great. It's also the realization that she's also been keeping in contact with the lady that kidnapped Sam. So I'm just like, oh God. Oh God. Oh yeah, I'm great. I'm great. Good to see you. I'll hug you as soon as Leia's done.
Yeah.
She can take her time.
Cool. Great.
I missed you so much.
I missed you too. Sorry I have been like, and like still in arms. Sorry I've been like out of contact. We didn't really have a lot of like service. Okay, that's a lie. I kind of lost my phone. And also like there was not a lot of times that I can get to the postage, so I can only send out like one thing at a time, and then sometimes that got lost. But I'm happy to be back.
We're so happy to have you. Do you want to go down? Do you want to sit down?
I mean, if you still need the hug, I can stay up here if you want me to.
5 more seconds.
She missed you so much.
I missed you guys.
There's so much to tell you and things we have to talk about.
Athena's gonna get kicked out if she can't get couples to fall in love.
Sorry?
Hey,
so what's your type?
Ixnay on like
excuse me?
on talking too much. There is a person here who does not know the full context of
in
everything.
the room and is just like, you're gonna get kicked out of campus if you don't make people fall in love?
Family.
Metaphorically.
Is this like a weird financial aid scholarship thing?
It's family stuff.
Hey Stella, could you?
Yeah.
I still need to get textbooks and also still unpack. Is there any way I can just like, could you get my textbooks for me? Possibly?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then goes in for a high five.
Yeah. She's
still being held by Leia.
At this point, you get put down. But you do get a couple pats on the head.
That boy.
Yeah. Stella gives you a high five and is like, like she's eager to help. Like you two got along as roommates. And like, goes to leave. Like kind of like looks at Athena very I think very like compassionately, or like a little bit of like sympathy, and it's just like family stuff. Just like keeps going. Still a strange predicament to be in for family stuff, but
Yeah, you're telling me.
Oh, speaking of family stuff, Athena has a crush on your brother.
Why would you say? What? Why?
I want to catch. Oh my god, I want to catch her up. Please don't be mad at me.
Also, speaking of your brother, he did agree to do training with you. Slayock.
Okay. One, you like my brother?
I don't get it
Don't-
either.
You
I'm
are
not
sleeping
slut
with-
shaming
you're
in this
also-
moment. I just want to know what's
and
going through the brain.
Also, Leia is sleeping with a straight woman who is dating Sully.
Okay, she hasn't actually said that she's bi, so I think that she's just straight.
That's why I did this. But the point is, she's dating Sully. If we're just dropping stuff right now.
Sully has a girlfriend.
B. It's B.
Okay. So
I wanted to do this slowly, but Leia decided to be
I got so
excited.
excited. I'm sorry. It happens sometimes.
Did you go on a walk today?
I had practice, which is basically the same thing.
Or you played, but you didn't do a slow movement thing.
I don't really go slow. I just go fast.
What are you, Sonic?
Okay.
Leia can't let the feelings catch up. She has to be in
If I slow
constant
down,
motion.
they'll catch me.
Cool.
I can't catch the feelings.
So then you just like, Sam kind of stands there, takes a breath. Okay, let's start with one thing at a time.
Okay.
One, we have to get couples together.
Okay,
They,
so
they
here,
can be fruples too.
apparently.
Yeah,
Just
polyamory's
relationships.
great.
So the thing is, as a TLDR, my family left their original area in Ontario because my mom had a falling out with the summer court, which resulted in me and Kylie being cursed to be harpies and kitsune related beings, but we're technically fae.
Mm.
We were fine here, but apparently there is a fae court run by Queen Mab, the flower court, and she's trying to encroach on this county here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not supposed to be in any fae areas. So because she's claiming this spot for herself, she was going to kick me and my sister out of the county, thus the school. And we were able to pause that by doing a wager. And the wager is either I can get people to fall in love with each other by Valentine's Day midnight, or
As
she
it
gets
does.
people to break up. So, yes.
Okay. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Double checking. Leia, your roommate is B, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Just double checking.
So right now that counts as, I think it actually just counts as a point. Usually the thruple is a 1.5, but right now it's counting as a point.
What do you mean it counts?
I got the ping that so you get a notification in your head if a couple happens or if a couple breaks up. Kylie got a ping that Mab got someone to break up, and I got a ping that a coupling happened, and roughly around the time the coupling happened, UMB happened. So I'm assuming it's that. Oddly, I didn't get anything for being Sully, but maybe it's a slow burn.
Okay. So you're sleeping with your roommate.
Well, that sounds a little crass. Yes, but
I'm sorry, I'm trying to embrace radical honesty. Again, I
it's
haven't
a good
talked
look
lot-
on
It's a
you.
very nice look on you. Good job.
Okay, thanks. We were practicing it up there, and then I was kind of like, I don't really know if this is stuff that the kids say anymore, but you know what? We'll keep going. And then you do see like Sam put her hair into a ponytail, and you do see the undercut.
Okay,
So-
I love it. I love the look. I almost said serving cut, but I don't know if I can actually say it's serving cut. I love it.
You say that to Sam,
Yes.
and then Sam puts it back down. Okay, never mind.
Why? Why? Put it back up. Oh no, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be forcing you to do anything. There's a lot of
You do
emotions
whatever
happening.
you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of emotions right now. I'm sorry. I'm gonna sit down.
Okay.
Hey, Athena, when she put her hair up, did it remind you of Chris? Because you could see more of a bone structure.
I'm going to murder you.
So
Going to
could-
murder you.
So you like my? That's okay. Like I totally. It's you can like who you like, especially if there's a situation where we have to, um, you know, have people fall in love with each other in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Um. So do you need advice on how? This feels weird. Like you're also probably one of the first people that I'm actually okay with my brother dating, but also I value your sanity and he's an asshole, but like maybe you can fix him kind of, maybe.
No,
Maybe.
don't encourage fixing him's a lie.
Well, it sounds like he wants to train with me, right? So I think that's a good
Well, more specific. Oh yeah. Leia got into a fight during hockey, and during the fight, some of the Awu came out. And we suspect that the person she was fighting clocked that and may have some ill intention. We don't know. But she did respond to, we're thinking it's her. She responded to Jovi's blog. So me, as a concerned friend, was thinking, hey, Sam's not here right now, but there is someone who is technically a protector for us. Maybe he'll have some thoughts on how to proceed. And he agreed to train with Leia on how to better rein that shit in.
Did you punch him in the face yet?
It has not happened.
Oh, it's okay. So that's why you haven't punched him in the face yet. Got it. Okay, cool. And that was the one interaction you had with my brother that you're like, he's cute.
No, we've talked on and off.
That the only person you've talked to on and off?
No, I actually have a date with someone. Her name is Chloe. The reasoning how we got to talking is a little bit silly, but whatever. It's more so Chris talks to me because of this group. One, again, you were away, and I also respect and understand that there was some family tension between the two of you. Understood. I think I was the only one that was relatively like polite-ish. So we just communicated a little bit more kind of on a friendly basis. And then when the whole figuring out what type of couples could get together, you rather okay, Leia, look at me. Would you rather Chris or Jovi? Because that also almost
Jovi.
happened.
No.
Jovi.
As
also
much as I
almost
hate
happened.
my brother, at least he's got some chivalry in him and like hygiene.
Actually, okay, I will say I've been hanging out with Jovi a little bit because things. He knows I'm a harpy, by the way, because that came out accidentally.
Are we just telling everyone about supernatural stuff?
Okay.
What is my brother
I'm
doing?
sorry.
No, okay. For me, what happened with Jovi, I was trying to case to see what type of person he'd be into. Use him as a part of like the bargaining thing. He misread my intentions. He leaned in. I freaked out. Claw came out and just like face. I basically just like pushed him aside, but the claw came out as like a defense mechanism. So he's cool. He's cool. I got chewed out by Chris already. Fine. I take my L's.
Just chewed out, no nothing else.
I think he was preoccupied over the Leia thing, so
Great.
So I think I got off a little bit easier. And also he kind of knows about Jovi being Jovi, so I think that's fine. Leia may have someone who wants to actually cause her harm, at least. So other things to be concerned about.
All right, cool. So okay. So we'll add another protector. Technically me, kind of ish. And couples so far, the scoreboard is 1-1. All right.
Yes. Actually, in regards to that, could I, Taylor,
Mhm.
Wonderful Taylor. Because it's been like a couple days, a weekish, could I maybe
Uh-huh.
make a roll to see if maybe I have influenced anyone else during that
Oh
time?
yeah. Yeah, let me think. Well, first I'll ask you, do you have strings on any NPCs? So if you have any
I
strings on
have.
people, that would probably be the easiest way to try to
Yeah.
influence them.
I have
But
strings on Sully, Leia, Jovi, Chris, Professor Allen, Sybil, and Chloe.
okay. So oh. Okay, there are some options. So I think what do I want this to be? I don't know if there is a role for this, but time has been passing. It doesn't make sense for you to have not been influencing people just because it didn't happen on screen. Let me look at your playbook really quick.
We were entertaining
Um,
the idea of using Haunting Melody to like maybe influence people to be like, hey, do this thing because there's an event coming up. So maybe that?
yeah, okay. It's close enough. Actually, here's what I think we could do. It's close enough to the event taking place. We had talked about when we came up with some more of the details for this event that one of the things was that people could pay to have one of the students in jazz club teach them like do swing dance lessons leading up to the event.
Mhm.
So I think if you want to roll plus hot for haunting melody, and maybe you, Athena, like went to one of the practices and was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do like a vocal performance
Yeah.
as like part to like, this is what it'll be like at the event." I think that's a good way to do it.
Okay. That is,
What can I give
that
the
is
help action?
that's a 9.
On a 7 to 9, you get to choose one option from your options for haunting melody.
Mhm.
We had talked before that I think you had said you wanted to maybe make it so that if someone in the crowd gives you a gift, it's like maybe there's like some romance brewing
Yes.
instead of that option. Is that still what you want to do?
Yes.
Cool. Who do you want this to be? We could go with like NPCs that already exist in the world if you want to like start a new love
Yeah.
connection. We could like make people up. We can really do whatever. And I think even Ava, you can take lead on this, but if either of the other two of you have ideas of like, oh, maybe this NPC and somebody new, or maybe, things like that, feel free to jump in.
We get Stella a nerd.
Yeah, I was literally about to suggest Stella. Like
Stella and Jovi! It's been in front of us this whole time, Stella and Jovi. He has his cryptic conspiracy, she has her murder boards, it'd be perfect.
oh my god.
Yeah.
This is why we
I
waited
do
for the
like
Stella
that.
art. Got it.
Yeah. I love
Let's
that.
do it. Let's do it.
So yeah, I think at some point earlier, Athena, you like during the time jump basically, you had gone and performed at like one of these classes. Um and I think maybe so some of the people who are going to the class are people who are already established couples who are like, we're going to this Valentine's Day thing. We want to learn how to swing dance together. That'll be fun. Some of the people are people who are going to the event just because they want to swing dance. It seems fun. They're like planning it. They don't like have someone that they're going with. And so like there's enough of those people that like they're just kind of getting paired up like, oh, you don't have like someone that you're here to dance with. Like a lot of dancey stuff is like that where it's just like, oh yeah, people can just dance together. um what, Athena, do you do to try to using your vocal performance to try to influence either like the two of them to end up dancing together or the two of them to feel some kind of spark? Basically what I'm setting you up for right now is the scene in The Little Mermaid, the kiss the girl kind of thing, where you're setting the tone for Stella and Jovi to have a spark of interest. It won't be like you get a point, like this is love,
Right.
but setting us up for something later.
I think my brain is honestly thinking the Tango Maureen segment from the Rent movie, where it is the triple tango together. So
Mhm.
doing like a weird mishmash of Athena pairs off with Stella first, and they do like their casual like talk of like true crime, and then like she starts to blend it into like, oh, you know what also has a weird relation to true crime? Cryptids sometimes. And then there's like a twirl and gets with Jovi. It's like, hey Jovi, how you doing? Is Sully still being weird? Okay, that's fine. And you know what is very interesting about cryptids on how many times they have relations to true crime, and they spin him and then they just collide together, and then it's like, yeah. And then
Yeah.
the song that I'm mainly thanking, because I saw the movie in December, is The Color Purple, the Broadway version of it. The song Push the Button.
Yes!
It is a very raunchy jazz song. So she's singing that in the background as people are practicing their dancing. And that's really it.
That's a wild
Yeah.
pull of a song.
I love that. Yeah, and I think as you're singing this song, like Jovi and Stella are both like probably haven't really dated before, like obviously each other, but like haven't really dated other people before. And like Jovi looks kind of like flustered when it's like, oh, I'm like dancing with this person just kind of was thrust over to me and she's cute and like I don't really know what to do with this. Stella also is like kind of, she's talked about before like her parents being like kind of strict. And so like this is like her first chance to like hang out with boys and like your hands are touching like an arm around a waist like kind of thing, and so they're both just like blushing furiously, and like whether this is true love or whether this is just two people who have never touched a man or a woman before. I mean that can lead to that
As
can
long as
lead
it
to
gives me a
something.
point,
Yeah.
they can figure that out later.
I would like to
Yeah.
lock in two things right now. The first is that Leia knows how to swing dance because she had to take dance classes as a kid, because every athlete does.
Yes.
The other is she can absolutely play jazz guitar. She has two electric guitars. One is VSG, and that's for punk, but she also has a white Gretsch Falcon that only comes out for jazz. And so she will be very happy to back Athena up on this particular matter.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
the Chris
So
thing.
yeah, so Leia is also there at this event, and witnessing this happening. So the two of you are like,
And like,
we
if
see
you need
this.
more time in the song, I can just vamp.
Oh yeah, you're good, you're good. We're good.
The song goes on like a little bit longer than you would think it would to give them a chance to connect a little more. And at the end of the song, they're both kind of like a little bit out of breath, a little bit flushed, a little bit like shy. And they look, here's what I'll say. They look like they're about to let this moment go without saying anything or doing anything. Like just kind of both shy.
This is a perfect opportunity now that the song has ended for you to exchange numbers with your partners. That way, you can continue practicing on your own until it's time for the big event. Let me see you guys exchange numbers now. Now!
Perfect. So yeah, I think given that prompt, Jovi like kind of still looks nervous and still says, I mean, our roommates are friends with each other, so like, it's kind of weird that we haven't exchanged numbers before now, and like goes to like just take Jovi's phone. I think he's like kind of nervously taking it out of his pocket, and she just takes his phone, puts her number in, and says, if you want, I mean, I'd be happy to dance with you more at the actual event if you don't have a partner. And he just kind of goes like, oh no, no, yeah, I was gonna go stag because my to help Sully like really has been invested in this thing. So yeah. And if you want to practice more at classes or even like someplace else, like we could practice. I'm not very good at dancing. Uh and yeah, you see the two of them exchange numbers and have like kind of plans to
I
plans to
thought
do
you were
more.
raising your hand for a second.
Um, can I can I interject?
Uh,
So yes, Athena, you were able to influence at least that couple. And I'm
okay.
also gonna assume, like, if at points in the future, really for any of you want to say, like, hey, could we say, like, in the time skip, we worked on this thing or like did things like that? That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Um, cool. So
Any other
I
questions, Sam?
yeah, the flashback of
The flashback is done. Any other questions about or need to get caught up on anything?
So are we trying to get Stella and Jovi together?
I guess that
Is
is
that our
what
next? Is that the next
we
thing?
were
Or are
trying.
we trying to focus on you and my brother being together?
We don't have to.
Or you and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not mad at it. I'm again, you do what you want to do, but if he hurts you in any way, I will beat him to shit. Well, actually no, I think I can.
Yeah, don't doubt
Totally
yourself.
can. Channel your rage.
I'm not really that much of an angry person.
Channel your rage!
Grrr!
More! Primal Scream!
There's the Sam that we've missed.
Oh, you know what? Here's something I'll say. I think Leia and Athena would both know this. As the two of you have been doing stuff to like help with this event, um, you have heard a rumor going around that maybe has been, as like Athena, you've been going around and like trying to like find out what people's types are and like do this stuff to get people together. And MJ and both of you, while you've been at like these practices and things like that, you've heard some rumors that some people, some of the singles, and even maybe some people on campus who aren't planning on going to the event, believe that the event is cursed because the king and queen of roses last year
Oh
were Sybil
yeah.
and Tariq,
Yeah.
and then Sybil tried to kill Tariq.
Yeah.
So some people are like, I'm not going to that event. Like, obviously, I'm not going to go because what if I end up one of the monarchs of the event and then the other person tries to kill me? So there is like a very persistent rumor that you all are
Athena's been
encountering.
trying so hard to clear up, like, well, one, you have to take a couple things into consideration. Did you have a sibling that also died at this school who may have been connected to a guidance counselor? Allegedly. Did this happen to you? If not, you're fine. Come to the party.
Yeah, it's surprisingly hard to get people to not think the event is cursed. It's just like one of those things on a college campus where it's like, oh yeah, I'm sure like people are humoring you, but then like you're kind of getting the vibe they're not really like completely buying into what you're saying.
God, I wish I had the tendency to like just eat people. Why couldn't I get that from being a harpy? Okay, fine. Whatever. Ugh.
Love it. And also Sam, I'll say Sully has come up multiple times, but he's not here. I don't know if Sam would like
Clock
think
it.
that's weird or yeah,
No,
but
she would. Cause she eternally she got a message a couple weeks ago, am I lovable? And then finds out kind of in a relationship, so she's kind of confused. But it's kind of keeping that in and just goes, hey, where's Sully?
He's around, but
Yeah,
he left us to deal with Mothman, which was cool.
so
Mothman's-
that's another thing. Mothman is around here. Don't know where he is because as soon as Sully got back, he just ghosted us.
Sully did or the Mothman?
Sully did.
Sully. I guess, can you ghost someone you've never met? Because if so, that's what Mothman is doing.
And Chris hasn't found Mothman?
I haven't checked, but
What
he
the
also
fuck is he good for? And then like Sam storms out and like
not his
turns
keeper.
on
I don't know what he's been doing.
turns on Find Family because I know that the bitches have like the
Yeah.
Find Your Friends, but like has the Family Plan one. Searches
Yeah.
for her brother on her phone, tracks him down.
Yeah, I love that. Cool. Okay, so Sam storms out. Where would Chris be right now? Probably, I think this is like, it sounds like it's like evening and maybe even like the weekend. And so I think Chris is I think Chris is in his room, I think like studying or like whatever, doing homework. So you just like are you just going straight like
If they follow me, they follow me. But Sam's like on like a journey, just going.
yeah.
I kind of think Athena would follow, but not like more so to be nosy, so not like kind of hanging back a bit, but she does want to hear what's happening, mainly just to
Yeah.
make sure that Sam doesn't like say, "Oh yeah, my friend likes you."
That was smart of you. That was
And
smart.
then she'll crash it.
Is Leia following?
You have to see him
Probably.
eventually. You do have to see him eventually.
I want to see what Sam's gonna do to him. That's like, I like
Yeah.
this rage. I am fond of this.
It's a new Sam. We're confused.
I love
Actually,
this.
I think as you're storming off, Leia's gonna try to like grab Sam a little bit. Hey, love the new energy. Just want to confirm, were you bitten by a werewolf? You're showing lycanthropic tendencies. Again, I'm all for it. Just need to confirm some things.
Who?
Yeah.
You. Yeah.
Me?
You.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why? I have not interacted with humans for a bit.
Well, werewolves aren't humans.
I understand that. I don't. There's not
It's
really.
mainly because some of the tendencies that you're showing is a bit Leia-like, so I think that's the confusion.
Oh no!
No, and then just turning
Yeah,
into,
he just keeps going.
Okay, just want to know.
Chris's door is like slightly open. Like a lot of times, like, in college dorms, and you just kind of have your door open so people can come swing by. So
She
you
kicks it
look-
open.
Yeah, he kicks the door open. And Chris like whips his head around. He has kind of like is like at his desk, like working on stuff, whatever, whips his head around. He goes, "Hey,
Hi,
you're
thanks for
back.
picking me up.
How was I supposed to know that you were back? You didn't
Mom and
say
Dad
anything to me."
texted you saying that you needed to pick me up, and no one picked me up at the airport, so I just took a freaking Uber here.
He like looks at his phone and is like, okay, yeah, I didn't, sorry, I didn't see the text. I was studying. Okay, normally people have their flight lined up. It's not like a spur of the moment thing.
Let me go try this again. And then she walks out close to the door, knocks on the door.
Yeah, he opens the door and looks like you've never interacted with him like this before. So just doesn't seem to understand what's going on. Sam, I don't know if you have any conditions. If you do, you can clear one. And also, Chris is going to lose one of his strings on you because you are like standing up to him and interacting with him in a way that you never have before.
New Sam, new year, new Sam.
New year, new
Hashtag
Sam.
new year, new Sam.
And he opens the door and says, "Sorry, I didn't pick you up from the airport. I didn't see the text."
It's okay. You're in the middle of classes. I completely understand. I also would like to get to class on time, but that's totally okay. I apologize for the energy that I have come in with.
Girl.
Like Chris looks around the corner and sees the two of you, and
Hi!
Sam, I think you would clock this without any like roll or anything needed, just because you know Chris. He's your
Yeah.
twin brother. You can see he kind of like I think also kind of like strains his posture a little bit, and like there's like a little something, like you can tell he kind of has a thing for Athena.
Do you also get the confusing and alarming vision that is, how could anyone like Chris?
There's just like a little huff that comes out of Sam's mouth. All right, no, okay. Did the family stuff. So Are we gonna? You do understand there's like a. He knows about the friend that is running around campus right now, right?
What friend?
Remember Sully was bringing Mothman here? I showed you the picture of them taking a selfie.
Yeah.
And you haven't looked for him?
What do you mean I haven't looked for him? It's Sully. It's friend. What do you mean I haven't looked for him? Is Mothman missing?
Shouldn't you be giving like a welcoming party and everything?
I'm not supposed to just be like at everyone's beck and call if they're supernatural. I'm supposed to just defend people. I didn't know there was a problem.
Who have you defended?
Yeah.
Leia, roll to shut someone down.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, let's go. Drop him.
I got too excited about that, and that I'm gonna pull a string on him to make that a 10.
Okay, cool. So with a 10, you get to either he doesn't have any strings on you, so you could get a string back on him. You could give him a condition, or you could take +1 forward.
I'm gonna take that string back that I had. I wanna keep pulling the yo-yo.
You say, who have you defended? And for a second he gets that kind of like blustery, like defensiveness, and then like, okay, can I talk to Athena for a second?
Uh, sure about. Athena feels suddenly very uncomfortable, right? For multiple different reasons. Because now she just feels eyes on her.
Oh no, Sam is not looking at you. Sam is looking at her brother.
Same.
Ooh.
Yeah. So he's just like, he's looking at Athena. He's just waiting for the answer, like, you
Yeah.
know.
Where, I guess, go inside. Okay.
Yeah, he like kind of like puts his not puts his arm around you, but you know, like when you're like kind of helping someone through like a group of people, like that kind of thing, just kind of puts his arm and like says to Sam and Leia, if you two would just give me a minute, I'll be right back. I just need to talk to Athena for a second.
60, 59,
He
58.
he closes the door, turns to Athena and goes, okay, I am so fucking overwhelmed right now because okay, I didn't know about the Mothman thing. I mean, I knew he was here, but I suddenly lost Mothman.
Sully hasn't spoken to us, so we don't know anything.
Okay, I'm just telling you this because you told me that I could trust you and rely on you, and I feel like you're the only person I can actually tell my feelings to, okay?
Okay.
I'm feeling very mixed emotions about what's happening right now because I'm really proud of Sam. I could really use some help,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if she's ready for everything that I have to do. And I feel like ever since I came to college, I used to be good at this. I used to be really good at this. And now every time something happens, it's going wrong. And I don't know why.
So, okay. Thank you for telling me. We'll make this quick because Sam is counting down, I think. But she's gonna cautiously put her hands on his shoulders and just like look him dead in the eye, not trying to think of anything else, but just being a friend right now. This is a part of our lives where we need to understand and discover that it's okay to be around people and ask for help. I know that you're concerned for Sam and you're worried about things being too soon for her or too sudden. But Sam went away for a reason. She went away to train and be better at what she's doing. And you have to trust that that training worked. So let her in. It will be fine because Sam wants to do this. She's here Let her in.
Do you have any strings on Chris?
I do.
Do you want to pull a string to basically get him to open up to Sam and like actually have a collaborative relationship with his sister?
Yeah. This is a
Cool.
part of the fixing thing. This is the fixing portion of the relationship.
This is the fixing part. Yeah, so this is like not gonna be like, oh, now suddenly it's all sunshine and roses with
Yeah.
Sam, but this is like his first time opening up to Sam. So you kind of like put your hands on his shoulders and he says, if this goes wrong, I'm blaming you.
I'll get you and do. Okay, let me ask before. Are you an edible arrangement person or a meat arrangement person?
You can't just ask people that.
He He goes, I don't know what a meat arrangement is, so I guess edible arrangement, I guess.
It's something I gave to Leia when I upset her a couple
I
days
don't
ago.
want anything that has to do with Leia.
Okay.
Leia and I are nothing alike. If Leia likes something, I probably don't like it.
I mean, both of you are stubborn. That is something you do have in common. And
He
you both want to
turns
fight
away.
each other.
Turns away from you and opens the door. Before he talks to Sam, I do want to say, hello, Lapel Crew. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. I saw that you were also just playing MonsterHearts, so welcome in. I hope your game was fun. This is you're coming in at a great time. So yeah, you say like start listing all the things that Leia and Chris have in common. He just like turns away from you, opens the door back
You
up.
know I'm right.
And looks at Sam. He says, "Okay, as of today, I suppose we are partners in our guardianship of the supernatural residents of Buckland College and just surrounding area. So, in the spirit of partnership, we all need to right now go into the woods and look for Mothman."
Yay, team activity.
Team outing.
Team outing.
Okay, and are you point person in this?
He like looks like kind of taken aback and is like, I know that none of you have a good opinion of me, but I have successfully done this job in the past, and I have spent a lot of time in Portage Woods. So if you'll all allow me, I would like to organize and like kind of be the point person for this. I'm open to suggestions.
I nominate Sam.
I would like to see what Sam suggests in this spirit of open partnership. She just finished training, so let's just let her show what she's learned.
I will watch and be on the side as I'm still trying to get the supernatural. Grandpa said tingle, and I don't think that's the correct word to like reference it.
I just usually say sense. Yeah, I never really liked when Grandpa said tingle.
Yeah, it was a little weird. Great. Cool. Go team.
I think maybe we should split into pairs to cover more ground.
I take Sam.
Chris turns so slowly and so calmly towards Leia.
You two have to talk eventually. Might as well.
All right, cool. I got it, Athena, and I just grab hand and go. We just go.
It's the cackle of Lizzo doing the bye, bitch. And she's just led away.
Yeah, Chris is like looking at you, Leia, and he says, I guess this is good because I did tell Athena that I wanted to get some training time in with you.
You will stay out of my way. I'm the best tracker in this group. We both know that. I don't need you slowing me down.
He like is like, okay, I was thinking I could maybe help you out, while we're out there with some of your issues, but
I don't have issues. Nice try.
Yes, you do!
There's no way you heard that.
I have owl hearing.
Leia, I hate to do this, but the timing is too perfect. You say like I don't have issues, and you get a text.
Yeah.
Please let it be the brothers. Please let it be the brother.
I don't have issues. I need to check this real fast.
It is a text from Micah.
Okay.
And it says, "Do you have a minute?"
I will be right back. And she's just gonna walk away.
Yeah. Are you gonna call him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you call your brother, and he says, "Hey, so I don't know if this is a for sure thing yet. Ash and I have been looking into the thing that you were telling us about. And okay, so you know how like the Torres family, they're kind of like supernatural protectors?
Yeah.
Okay, so there are some families that are kind of like the opposite of that.
Yeah, that's why we had to get out of Ireland.
Right. Okay, so this isn't a for sure thing yet. I don't want you to freak out. But that girl that you beat up,
It's a Von Helsing.
he says like the last name Abramson, there is a family of monster hunters with that last name, and we do have some information that some of them might be in Michigan.
It's a pretty common last name.
Yeah. It's not like a for sure thing. I just, something like that, I feel like sooner rather than later would be good to tell you.
Yeah. Cool. I will
So I would say
process this later. I have to look for Mothman now.
He says, okay, just don't do any like wolfy stuff, like, like a lot of tracking or like supernatural senses or, turning into,
Yeah.
half.
No, totally seen, heard, felt. Talk to you later.
Yeah.
Thank you, Micah.
Yeah.
The brothers in this game are wild.
Yeah.
And that's why Athena has a sister.
That's smart.
Yeah, so you turn away from the phone call with your brother. Chris is still just kind of like waiting. He didn't follow you. He's just kind of like waiting. Could probably hear not the conversation, but the tone. And is just like, everything okay?
Yeah, let's hunt Mothman.
Okay. Lead the way, dog girl.
That's offensive.
Cool. So I think so we've got the party split happening. I think this would be a good time for Sam to practice your new ability. So if you want to roll Gaze into the Abyss to try to see if you can track Mothman, don't add or subtract anything to it. And just see how it goes.
Hey, that's pretty good. That's a 9.
Hey, that's a 9. Oh my gosh, Sam. This is so perfect. Okay. So you're looking for Mothman. You go into Portage Woods. You're kind of assuming that's like at least a good starting place. None of you know where Sully dropped Mothman off, but Mothman Woods. Obviously, Mothman's on campus. Someone would have seen him by now. And so as you're like walking through the woods, is there anything that like you and Athena are like talking about as you are like starting your search?
He likes a home cooked meal.
Noted. Are you?
I want my friends to succeed. And like there was a time that my brother did have like a girlfriend. Didn't like her, but like it made him a better person.
What?
I
Wait,
will also
wait.
say I will also say that was the time when he was actually pretty good at his job.
What?
I'm
What?
giving you validation in this. Because there's
But are you
nothing like
saying he's
he
not
seemed
gonna? Are you saying that he's gonna be bad at his job? Wait, or
no, he'll be better at it. I mean, like last time he had a girlfriend, he was actually really good at what he was doing, and then they broke up,
but
and
you,
then he kind of
but
fell
you
off
also
of it.
said he didn't like her. So
No, I didn't like her,
oh, you okay?
and I
Okay.
like you,
Aw, I
and
like
that's why.
you.
And if you like my brother, that's totally fine. And unless like if that was something that was stressing you out while I was gone, nothing else has been stressing you out about me too, right?
It's besides that. I think Leia's whole disposition towards him has made me a bit more like stressed about that, but it's I didn't really tell you about me conversing with Sybil too much. Um, not to get into too much detail because I don't want to upset you or unless you want to know, but
We could put a pin in that conversation.
yeah, I essentially wanted to also swear vengeance on Professor Allen because what she did was wrong. What she did was
Mhm.
wrong, but there is a strong gut feeling that he was involved and him burying stuff was a domino effect for other bad things to happen and he shouldn't be getting away with it.
Yeah.
So mainly just trying to keep her company as she's going through that. Like I said, what she did was wrong, but I can understand how she got to that point.
Yeah.
But I was just worried that you would be upset that I was talking to the person that kidnapped and harmed you. Again, I'm really sorry about that.
That's okay. You're it's good. Sorry, I got a text message and I got put out of the little scene real quick.
You know
Hey,
what?
Uh,
Actually,
multitasking, sir.
this is perfect because similar to getting a text message, as Athena's talking to you, you all of a sudden feel a flash of memories going through your mind. Um, you are seeing yourself through someone else's eyes. You are seeing yourself sitting at Waffle House between like your friends. You are seeing yourself like unconscious in someone's arms. You're seeing yourself laughing and having fun. And from the uh context, like as these memories are flashing into your mind, you're realizing that you're seeing yourself through Sully's memories. You're seeing Sully looking at you and you're feeling not as though like you're feeling the emotion, but feeling Sully's emotions as he's looking at you in those different moments and feel his affection for you like kind of growing over the course of these memories and realize that Sully has a crush on you. And just feel, but it's like this like brain blast of
mhm.
all of this stuff happening. And when you kind of like come back into yourself from experiencing this, can just see two red glowing eyes like further into like actually peeking out of like a little cave in Portage Woods.
Hey, Sam, are you good? You just kind of just froze there.
Yeah, yeah, she like just Hello. My name is
You
Sam. I am part of the Torres family. Hello.
you hear this kind of like almost cicada like kind of like insectoid sound coming from where these eyes are. And it kind of like they get a little bit closer to you. But you don't hear like a response of like verbally.
And then Sam just sits in front of it and just goes, "Hello." Um, and then like motions for Athena to also sit down.
Oh, yeah. She's gonna also shift into harpy form just to like show, hey, I'm also monster.
Yeah.
Hoot 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 hoot.
Hoot growl, hoot growl.
Hoot growl indeed. Hoot growl to you, Sark. And then sits down.
Athena, as you shift into harpy form and go sit down, um, you feel and like not the same thing that Sam felt, but you feel kind of like a pushing in your mind of like almost like um almost like someone has like a message for you, kind of. Like I imagine like probably Athena's experienced things similar to this before, being like Fae and having like maybe met psychic creatures before. Um, and is
She'll
kind
open
of
up
like,
to it.
yeah, you open up to it and experience
Ooh.
this same thing that Sully experienced last episode, but I'll
Oh
describe it a
God.
little bit more again, which is as soon as you open your mind, it starts off kind of tentative, and then you feel your life. Like you kind of have it like flash before you. And what are some things that stand out to Athena as you are kind of re-experiencing your life in this flash?
I think she'll have a flash of summer, the feeling of summer and warmth, and then she'll hear her mom screech as her sister and her had her first transformation. She'll remember in between those happy and like sad moments, childhood with Sully, then the move, then adapting again, then coming to college, and then I think she'll end up, the last things will be meeting the group, her anger towards Chris, and then the slow melting of that anger into a type of compassion, and then the emotions.
You experience all of this, your life flashing before you, um, and realize that Mothman is experiencing this with you, is seeing all of this. You've opened up your mind to him, and it's all or nothing with him. He is there. He is present in your mind and kind of rifling through and seeing who you are, who this is that he's interacting with. And after he experiences your life with you, you feel from him this sense of it's not vengeance isn't the right word, but it's that feeling like when your friend is telling you how they were wronged and you feel the unfairness for them. Like you feel like I want to help you. Like I want to help you get back. Like these like you know what I mean? So it's not
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
vengeance, but it is this kind of like empathy and like righteous indignation, I guess, on your behalf, that you feel coming from Mothman as he experiences the course of your life with you.
I think he just saw my entire life flash before my eyes. I feel like crying now.
And Sam just holds her hand.
He's chill, but oh God, that was a lot. Ooh.
Um, Athena's like, experiencing all of this. So you can see Mothman is kind of tentatively coming out of this cave, and you just both see him for the first time. He is like 8 feet tall. He is very fluffy and moth-like. His wings are more like, like traditional Mothman wings, and he has like, arms. Um, and very fluffy, is like big and fat, and these red eyes, and this very like moth face with the antenna, like kind like, humanoid, but still very very moth. And like I said, these big red eyes. As he kind of like at first is stooped because he's down in the cave, and then just kind of walks towards both of you. Um, and kind of like very slowly puts his arms out as if he has gleaned now from experiencing two human lives some body language of like, this is like a thing of like, I'm not gonna hurt you. And like extends his arms. Sam, do you feel that same like the reason why you were able to get that flash of Sully's memories is because your mind was kind of open looking for him. But you feel this kind of press of the same thing of like wanting to be able to like psychically connect with you from him.
Mm-hmm. How you doing?
You say how you doing. He kind of like tilts his head, and still just kind of has his arms out.
And then, are you looking for a hug? Do you? And then Sam like walks forward and goes and gives a hug.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a tentative hug.
Yeah. Well, I was like,
I think
okay.
you get a tentative hug back, from clearly a creature who has never given or really received a hug before and doesn't really know what this is. So just kind of like arms around you, but he is warm and fluffy and soft. So even though his body is like a little stiff, like it is, it is kind of a nice hug.
I think as this is happening, Athena's gonna take out her phone and just text to it is a group chat of Chris and Leia, and she's going to say we found Mothman, but she's going to purposefully delay it by like 30 extra minutes.
Minutes?
Yes.
Cool.
She's upset that you outed her like that.
The revenge. Yeah, let's cut over then to Leia and Chris. Yeah.
Shouldn't we go on break?
Yeah, I was just gonna set up like
Okay,
what the vibe is between the two of you, and then I'll take us to break.
Bad.
All right. All right, we're gonna go on break. We're gonna be gone for like 10 to 15 minutes during this time. Everyone in chat, make sure you go get a drink, get a snack, take your meds if you need to. And we're gonna run some ads and be back with the second half of this episode. So we'll see you all in a little bit. Bye. Hello, we are back with the second half of episode 4 of Monster Hearts freshman year. We've had an eventful first half. We've had our Missing Knight Sam returned from training, and uh-oh, she came back hotter. Um, then everyone split up to look for Mothman in the woods. Sam and Athena found him and experienced the kind of psychic communication that Mothman is able to do. Meanwhile, right before we went to break, I I asked MJ how Leia and Chris were doing, and she said bad. So so we already know that at least Athena isn't going to let you know that they found Mothman for the next 30 minutes. That doesn't mean that you and Chris couldn't find Mothman, but you know, the odds are maybe not as good. And especially because like if you're splitting up to look for Mothman, by nature of those two finding him, you and Chris are not really in the right area of the woods. So you two have split off. And I think uh I think Chris is like, so that phone call, was that about the whole somebody knows that you're a
None of your
werewolf thing?
business.
Actually, explicitly is my business.
But I don't like people who hold me down and you get in the way, so I am revoking it being your business.
Okay, well, I really don't like people who are constantly fucking up and making it my problem and making the same mistakes. So Athena came to
Maybe-
me and asked for a favor.
Maybe you're just jealous because I actually have a record of showing up when my friends are in danger.
Go ahead and roll to shut someone down, but I'm going to say you get a -1 to this because when you say that, Leia, you have a condition of rude that
No,
you
I don't.
for-
No, I don't.
You don't
Not
have it?
anymore.
Oh,
No.
okay. So then you don't get a -1 to this. I just need to update my my notes on your conditions. Okay, so you don't get a -1 to this because he's not taking advantage of a condition.
That's an 11. Fuck you, Chris.
Yeah, what do you want to do with this? He does not have strings on you. You could get a string on him. Or what are the other options? You could take a +1 forward. Or you could give him a condition.
God, I'm like, I think he still has pathetic from way back when.
He does, yeah. He hasn't been able to clear those conditions.
If I'm
Partially
gonna be
good to
stuck
me.
with him, I'm gonna take another string on him.
Okay, cool. You take a string on him, and say this thing of like, you know, that you're at least around for your friends. And he's gonna kind of like looks hurt when you say that, and then says, okay, so you still haven't managed to control any of your temper. That's what I'm getting from this.
It would be easier if I weren't around someone who seems to think that I'm a bitch.
You're not always going to be around people who think well of you.
Most people are less vocal about it.
That's not true. Leia, you attacked someone and they saw what you really are.
Attack.
From elsewhere, thinking twice.
It was the Jovi thing. It was the Jovi thing.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Attack
I thought it
is
was
a
something
strong word.
He I think when you say that he's okay, so you're telling me Athena's a liar.
I am telling you that you have a certain version of events that is colored by your poor perception of me.
Do I have a poor perception of you, or do the people in your life view you with rose-colored glasses?
I can assure you, I don't lie. I don't bullshit. There's no reason that people would see me as something that I'm not. You're the one who takes issue with it.
He kind of shrugs and he says, okay, well, Athena asked me to do a favor and train you, but I'm not going to train somebody who doesn't want my help. So
Good.
You're on your own for your explosive behavior and whatever comes from that. I'm not helping you.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Cool. What is Leia doing to try to track Mothman?
I mean, she's dumb as hell, so she's gonna try to open up her wolf senses.
Cool. Roll gaze into the abyss to look for Mothman.
That is an 8.
An 8 is a mixed success, so you get confusing and alarming visions, but you get your answer nonetheless. Ooh, okay. So, I'm tempted to do one thing, but let me look at my options first. Do 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 do. Okay, I think I know what it's gonna be. So Leia, you open up your wolf senses. Considering that it is a mixed success, is there any visual thing happening with Leia that betrays your supernatural nature as you are trying to do this?
I think that to those in tune with the supernatural world, that you can sort of see the people in my other game who are watching this know exactly where I'm going with this. She occasionally gets like phantom ears that flick around. It's not something that like regular people would see, but if you know what to look for. And then the other thing is her eyes, like her pupils sharpen to distinctly not human shape.
Okay, you do that, and you kind of get a whiff of this kind of like mothy, like dusty scent, but like magnified, where you're like, okay, I can catch this on the wind. I know the direction that I need to go. I'm going to say something that Leia does not see, but something that Chris does see and chooses not to tell her, which is as your eyes kind of shift a little bit and these phantom ears, which are not visible by someone who, doesn't know what to look for. Chris kind of looks around, also kind of looking for Mothman, and we see an insert shot of a trail cam. Because this is like a metro park and there are like endangered species or like protected species around here. A trail cam that has you and Chris in its sight right now. And Chris sees that something that you just did could be visible to someone, and chooses not to tell you about it because you said you don't want his help. And
Still don't.
yeah. And but you do catch the like whiff of the direction of where you need to go, which is towards where the other two are.
Yeah, and I will not wait for him. I will just follow that direction.
Yeah, he falls behind. Um, and by the time you get to the other two, Chris is kind of like trotting behind you. And I think maybe this is just like a little bit past where we like left the other two off. So Sam is like standing in front of Mothman. They're not hugging anymore, but like still just kind of standing next to each other. Athena is like full harpy and is like kind of like sitting on the ground in the woods. And Chris like kind of like stop as soon as like he's close enough to see that like I think he does reach for his sword for a second and then sees that like things are chill. And is like, hey, good job.
He saw my entire life flash before my eyes. I am still coming down from that sorrow.
I'll also say that Athena, I didn't think to say this because it was the same thing that happened with Sully. After you experienced your life, you got some of those same things from when Sully, like, when Mothman reciprocated with Sully, and you got this kind of timeline of like Mothman being abandoned in this realm and like these feelings of loneliness and also like a feeling of like some happiness that he's like found people that he can interact with. His experiences with people have kind of been few and far between. And also you and Mothman each get a string on each other.
Yay! I think Athena will try to like go into like hoot growl. Essentially, just like the bird calls, and see if maybe like the bird calls can like be on a weird wavelength of like the insect chirping.
Yeah, so you two are just making animal noises at each other.
Trying to like revert to a weird fae thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So yeah, Chris is kind of like looking, and I think Athena, I don't know if Athena sees this or not. Maybe Sam does, but Chris is kind of looking at Athena again with this kind of like bewildered admiration of like, how is this person so Athena to him seems never caught off guard. Like seems completely unflappable and is able to accomplish all these wild things. So even though you just said like I've experienced my whole life and are a little rattled, like Chris has this kind of look on his face as he's looking at you.
I don't recognize it at all. I'm too laser focused on trying
Yeah.
to commune with Mothman.
Oh no, Sam is paying attention because Sam wants to know what's happening and just.
Yeah. You definitely notice it, Sam.
So how did your little walk in the woods go?
Fine.
I found him, didn't I?
I'm proud
So-
of you. You did really good. I'm really proud that you found him.
What is the plan, exactly? It was fine, Mothman. Mothman appears to be found. Is there, like, a wildlife preserve he can go to? Dude, what do you eat?
Let me ask. Hoot hoot. Hoot 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 hoot.
Leia, you feel this kind of same kind of inquisitive like presence of Mothman kind of being like this like psychic connection like attempt.
Nope, absolutely not. We were blocking that out.
When you block it off, he kind of like recoils a little bit as though you've
oh.
like physically hurt him.
Don't be scared. She runs away from her problems sometimes.
Athena.
What? It's true. She's getting better, but she sometimes still does.
Okay, so food.
Yeah,
Sam holds Leia's hand. In like a comforting way.
Yeah, not as a like
I'm
maybe
good.
Leia can be food.
Like when you touch the paw of your dog, just as like a reassurance. That's what Sam is doing right now.
Athena just stepped on Leia's paw, and I'm just trying to comfort Leia's paw right now.
Yes.
Athena, since you've kind of opened up to this like connection with Mothman, you kind of get this like flood of images of like different like leaves and like berries and like stuff like that like in the woods. You're still relatively in the same climate that he was in before, so you kind of get this like kind of thing of like he'll be able to handle himself out here in these woods. The main problem is that I think would occur to you is Mothman before was like deep in like the Appalachian like mountains, kind of easy to evade human detection. Portage, which is big, where Mothman is right now, is a very popular makeout spot.
Yeah. We honestly should have thought this a little bit further before thinking of maybe hooking Jovi up with Mothman. And now we're probably hooking him up with Stella. This is a
I think
conundrum.
I think Chris is like looking at everyone as like, hang on, wait a minute.
Don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it.
Sully brought Mothman here for a hookup?
To be fair to me, I was panicked about the entire bargain. I didn't know what else. I was already thinking of maybe having Jovi paired with someone, and honestly, the only thing I could think of is Jovi with another monster. It certainly wasn't gonna be us.
Kind of like rolls his eyes and he's like, okay, well, it's happened, I guess. Mothman's here. Portage Woods isn't the greatest place for him, but we could at least find a better place than this. Like, people come here all the time.
What about like, is there an area over by we didn't technically give a name for the location last episode, but like the place where it was like a neutral safe zone for monsters that they went to train at? Is there a
Oh, yeah. Like the like the gym
yeah,
place.
the country club for monsters?
Mothman's gonna get gains.
Yeah, Chris kind of like looks at Mothman and kind of senses the vibe and is like, that place is pretty busy.
Fair.
And this is a guy who kind of has just lived alone in the woods for a long time, so the sensory overload might be a little bit much for him. Like, other people would be fine with it. I don't know how he would do. It can get pretty, loud.
I think Athena's gonna turn to Mothman and just give images of cozy, silent solitude, but also images of communal happiness and like being around people. And it's kind of the vibe of which one would you prefer to have? Sorry, we kind of just brought you out here.
Yeah. When you're kind of doing like both of those, when you do like the images of like people being together, what kind of, is it like a small group like the group that you're like with him right now, or is it like a bigger, like more people?
I think we're going to keep it kind of ambiguous, and if he leans towards that one, then show more examples of like very small knit or something like that communal space where it's like large groups. So far,
Yeah,
just gauging the interest.
yeah, you definitely feel a sense of interest in and like curiosity towards the like more community, like people around thing, but a sense of like comfort and desire for more isolated.
I have a dumb idea.
My
It's
favorite thing to
probably
hear.
better than my dumb idea.
What if, I'm not trying to say this to like back out of this whole thing, but maybe help. What if we propose as a way for Mothman to be around people a little bit more, suggest he join the flower court as like a protector for them. Like keep an eye
Yeah.
out, make sure that they're all good. They can provide protections for him and all that. Something like that.
Would
Maybe
Yeah, are you
listen.
pitching this directly to Mothman, or are you pitching it to your friends first?
Kind of, yeah, let's go with him first. So, like, and she'll flash images of like the flower court. It's like, and how like they're playful and like a little mischievous. And right now there's a bet thing happening, but like just give their
Yeah.
vibe.
You get from him a little bit of fear and trepidation.
Okay.
But as we've established because of Val's idea of Mothman being a fae who accidentally got stranded in like the human world, you get a sense of trepidation and like a little bit of fear because it still is like a lot of people and like a society and like all of the stuff that he's not familiar with. But um also like a little bit of like familiarity. He's not from the flower court. Obviously, he doesn't look like any of the like all there's a flower court are little tiny like childlike fairies. But so he's obviously not that type of fae. But it is like fae, which he is. And so there's a little bit of a like interest, I guess, a little bit of interest. Not like yeah, that sounds great, but a kind of like, oh, I remember like when you see like a picture of someone's house that you went to when you were like 4, like your like
Mhm.
great aunt or whatever that you haven't seen in forever, it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of familiar to me. And also kind of alien to me.
Okay. Well, we'll workshop that. So is interested, it seems, on getting to know people. I've also pitched maybe introduce him back to Face Society type of thing. He's still a bit more hesitant on that, but he seems to be at least interested on not being as isolated, if that helps with anything.
Chris looks like he's like
I don't know where to go
down
from
for
there.
down for really whatever. Don't know why Mom Man is here.
I don't know where we would put him then, but yeah,
Okay.
Make it
Whatever,
someone else's problem.
Yeah, maybe giving Mothman a home. Cool. Great. Just wanted to make sure they were doing okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Leia, you get a phone call.
Oh, who's it from?
It's from B.
Sorry, I gotta take this.
Leia walks a little bit away. B, I'm assuming you pick up if you're
Yes.
walking away. Yeah.
No, I'm just running. Actually, no, I
just-
can't say that as a joke because you'd believe it.
Athena just called her out on it. So yeah.
Yeah. When you pick up B says, hey, you didn't tell Sully about us, right?
That I did not.
Okay, because he's like totally just ghosted me. Like we hooked up, and then we hooked up, and then have not heard from him.
He went on vacation last weekend, and like I've seen him around, but he left a group chat he was in with me. I think he's just going through something.
Ugh. What if he found out?
How?
I don't know, but that's the only thing I can think of why he would be this upset.
He has some stuff going on with his mom, I think.
Okay. Um, all right. Well, if you see him, could you tell him that I just want to talk to him? I feel like I should tell him about, and just be honest.
Yeah, no, honesty is a great policy.
And then, if he wants to break up with me, maybe that's for the best.
Do we just see her in a distance pumping
Yeah,
the
did
air?
you
Yes.
get excited about something?
I am putting MJ through psychological torture right now.
Is that not just
Okay.
TTRPGs?
Yeah,
Like-
that's why we play this stuff.
Is she okay? Why is she doing that?
I think it's more bad news. Should we?
I mean, she's pumping the air. I think maybe it's good news.
What is
It-
she punching the
hey.
air?
It looks like it.
His loss, am I right?
Um, yeah, B kind of like laughs a little bit, and she's like, "No, I mean, Sully's great. He's like probably the nicest guy that I've ever met in my life. He's like so polite, and I mean, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I just don't want to. I don't want to hurt him."
God, unfortunately, I made this character's defining trait stupidity and bluntness.
Hmm.
I think he might have feelings for someone else.
Oh, You say that, and there's kind of a beat. And she says, sorry, who?
A mutual friend of ours.
Tina?
No,
I did confuse them.
you did, yeah.
And B is like, then why did he text me? Okay, maybe all right. I think the next time I see him, I just need to, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay, if you see him, tell him I want to talk to him.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'll see you.
Yeah.
And she
Hang in
hangs up.
there.
Yeah. What's going on in Leia's head right now?
Lesbians.
Yeah.
It's the animated toothless meme that's been going around.
Yup. Yeah, as soon as the call is over, she doesn't have to pretend to be sad. She does a little more, psych up fist pumping, and then she's like, okay, no one saw that. I'm gonna come, like, take it down a few notches, see what's up with Mothman. Okay.
Yeah, when you turn around, you do see Sam just looking at you confused.
Same.
So,
We're like huddled next to each other, just staring at you.
what's the moth plan for the Mothman?
Is she blushing? Does she look like she's blushing?
She looks flushed, so yeah, I guess so. Gonna.
Do I need to be here for this? Like, I can probably go try to talk to Queen Mab and see if they need a Mothman.
Actually, I think that would be pretty good, especially if you can see if you can deal. Do I have to be there if it's also seeing if I can make that a boon in my favor for the whole dealing thing, or can you represent me?
He's like, I can put in a good word for you.
Okay.
And he says,
Cool.
oh, also, while I'm gone, Leia, do you want to just tell Athena about how you just kind of turned down the deal that she made with me about you? Bye. He leaves.
That's really what you're into.
I told you that I just wanted to help you out. Didn't have to like him. And I did defend you. But it is something you have to work on. You do understand that, right?
Not with him, I don't.
Then who? Well, if it's not going to be him, and I don't know where your brothers live, you have to figure something else out before something else happens, Leia. I don't want to see you get in trouble because something happens. And
Nothing's
one of
gonna
us can't be.
happen.
You saying that, it's bringing bad vibes into the air.
I am a 6-foot tall woman with claws and fangs and super strength. I will be fine.
You just said things that most people will say no to. That are mean people.
Very eloquently put.
I tried, and I don't want to be that type of person to push a matter. If you think you're gonna be good, then you're gonna be good. So I'll respect
Power
that.
positive thinking.
But if it turns out that it's bad,
It's
I
not.
will never let it go for the rest of this semester. I want you to know that.
Okay. but it's gonna be fine.
My name's not Athena for nothing. So anyway, Mothman, let's go forage. They're gonna go fly and get some berries together.
Yeah. Cool. I think that's a good kind of wrap for the scene. I think just over the table, I think we should wait for Val to get back before we have a for sure like this is what's going on with Mothman.
Yeah.
But we've got some ideas, some plans, some stuff going on with that. And let's see. Okay, so I think we did want to have a Sam and Chris training together scene, I believe. We also potentially wanted to have Athena on a date with Chloe. I think we could do both of those. And then if there's anything that Leia is wanting to do, we could probably fit in three. We could probably fit in a little solo thing for each of you. Are you raising your hand?
Oh yeah. No, before Sam does go on the training session, she is inviting Leia to come.
Ooh, let's see that conversation.
Cool. Sam walks up to Leia's door and just does like a knock.
I think that you probably hear her playing guitar from the other end and it stops, and then she just like pokes her head out. Actually, if she would poke her out, she would like do the lean in the door frame thing and make sure it was just you.
Yep. Hello. So the woods, that was a little bit of a rough night, I understand. I understand the defensiveness of not wanting to deal with brother and also wanting to be a strong, independent woman. Very important. It's very important that you are. And you are one, and you're great, and you're amazing, and I love you for that.
I don't like wherever this is going.
Continuing on. Yes, my brother is an asshole. Yes, he's an idiot. I'm very confused what goes through his brain and how he's not helping a lot of people on this campus. Really confused. Why the fuck is he this? I don't know. But he does have a lot more knowledge on how to control things, and I think it is important just for you to get, even if it's just like 2 seconds of it, you don't even have to tell him he helped you. You can actually say that I helped you in that situation. In context, you're training with me technically, and my brother's just kind of there. And you can also, you know, the best part about this, you get to see me beat the shit out of him. A win-win. Win-win-win.
The last bit of your offer is tempting, but it would be weakness to go and see him after I made a very big show, which was genuine, by the way, of not wanting his help.
Yeah. You can just be there on the sideline, and you can see me beat him up.
Does Sam have any strings on
I don't
Leia?
know. I think
I have strings on Sam. I don't know about the
I'm
reverse.
pretty sure everyone has strings on Sam. Sam just does not have strings on. Oh wait, I have two.
Oh!
You could offer MJ a string. If Leia goes along with it, then she would get a point of experience.
Yeah.
Up to both of you, honestly. Up to.
Smexy.
Yeah, I think that Leia just looks down at Sam, sighs very dramatically. I will bring popcorn, and I will make fun of him when you inevitably kick his ass.
Sick.
Perfect. I love that. So we have set up that Leia at least will be there for this sparring match between the two of you. Athena, what is your date with Chloe? Do you know like what you two would have decided on? If you don't have anything in mind, I can pitch something, I'm sure. You are muted, I think.
We're in Ohio, right?
Yes.
I think I don't know. Let's do maybe there's like a mini jazz thing happening, and Athena is like having a break from that, from doing all the busy work, and like it's like a nice cafe dinner thing with the jazz club playing in the background.
Yeah, I like that. That's really cute. That's a good date. So I don't think I described her in too much detail the last time because I didn't have the whole description right now. But Chloe is also a freshman. She was in your orientation class, although she was not in like the previous season. She just didn't come up. She's black. She usually wears her hair in like little like afro puffs, like two puffs. And she has some like down in the front, like maybe like a couple braids in the front that she like to kind of frame her face. Um, and uh I think for this she kind of has it like kind of like half up, half down. So there's like the puffs and then some in the behind and then the two little braids in the front. And is like dressed like super cute. She has like a short little skirt and some like leggings because it's cold. Um and like a cute little blouse and like a little jacket to go on the stage to this jazz club. And I think she's like I'm trying to think of what the conversation would be as we like cut in to see the two of you like sitting and like sitting and like waiting for your food or whatever as the jazz music is playing. I think maybe it's something like she's like, so you're in jazz club?
I am. Luckily they let me take the evening out off so I could be here with you on this, but I'm dedicated to the cause. I still wanted to make sure they're okay.
Yeah, she is like, like kind of leaning in, is like very interested. What is Athena wearing? Like, what is your look for the date?
I was worried you were gonna ask me that. I think because it's cold, at first I was thinking summertime, but no, it's still winter. Let us go with hmm. Let's go with like a nice black leather pants, a tube top, and like black jacket type of vibes. We're kind of going more a little bit more rockabilly type of vibes tonight. So still comfy,
Yeah,
but still showy off of the body.
yeah. Why don't you roll to turn someone on?
Yay! My best roll. That is an 8.
Eight is mixed success. So for turn someone on, that means she can either give a string or choose one of the reactions. Hmm. I think I'll give you you don't have any strings on her, right?
I actually think I do because of the whole how Athena helped like yeah, I
Oh,
do
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
Oh,
she
because
helped me
you
with
rolled to
like
turn someone on
pick her
before.
up from the Sully thing.
Um, okay, then I think here's what's gonna happen. So you're, wearing this like cute outfit, and like, you're talking and it's like kind of dimly lit. You're kind of like leaning in towards each other. Athena's of course like super hot. We all know this. Um, and so she's gonna like get embarrassed and act awkward a little bit and kind of um like kind of take the straw of like her drink and like take a sip and kind of like look a little bit like a little bit coy. She's like a little embarrassed and acting awkward, but also like playing it off a little bit and says, um, I just I was so like surprised when you said you wanted to like go out with me because I don't know, like you're like maybe this isn't cool to say, but like everybody on campus would like love to go on a date with you.
Oh, you're being so kind. I like interesting people. And I find you to be very interesting. So don't sell yourself short.
She like again is like kind of like a little bit flustered and kind of like plays with this little she has like a little necklace on and kind of plays with it a little bit. You notice Athena, this necklace has like a little like it's kind of like one of those flat kind of like pendant necklaces. And it looks like it has like the letter W on it.
Hmm. Is that, as far as I'm aware, I don't recall a W in your name, unless it's a secret name.
Oh, she like tucks the necklace away and goes, "Oh, no, it's like a family thing, but it's not a name thing. It's just like a family heirloom."
Oh?
Yeah, it's boring.
Why don't you try me?
Um, you could pull a string if you want to try to entice her to do this.
Sure, yeah.
Or if you wanted to, you could try to gaze into the abyss just to see if you could glean anything else about the situation. It's up to you.
You know what? Yeah, fuck it, let's try. It's dark,
Plus
correct?
dark. Yeah.
Okay. My worst one. That's also an 8.
Um, okay. What is confusing and alarming? You realize that the pendant is not it's not a W. As she's kind of tucking it away. It's actually a trident.
Oh! Oh! Wait a minute! Oh no!
This is confusing and alarming.
It's confusing because if I'm thinking what I think I'm thinking, that's weird.
So over the table. It's not exactly what you're thinking,
Okay.
but fine for Athena to think that for a second.
Can I still like pull a string to see if
Yeah,
maybe she'll
yeah,
talk about more? Yeah. I want
yeah.
I'm curious now. So yeah, she'll do it.
Yeah. So so we'll say like kind of the order of events is you kind of see if you can figure out on your own what this pendant is. Realize that it is like a pendant of Poseidon. Which for Janine, and for anyone who hasn't like, seen previous episodes, um, Poseidon is Sully's dad. Sully and this girl made out previously. So
I
that's
was worried it was
why.
going to be like a Luke and Leia
Yeah. It's not a Luke and Leia situation. I'll say that outright, but it is funny if Athena thinks that for a second. Um, so you live in this kind of like consternation. You say like, "Try me about what this is," um, and she kind of like says like, "Ugh, you're not gonna believe me." It's like probably. It probably doesn't even really matter now because I'm like don't even want to talk to Sully, but it's like if I tell you what's going on, you're gonna like think I'm like cuckoo.
I highly doubt that.
um, and I think there's something about the way that you say it and something about the way that you're like, try me, that Chloe, and also because you're pulling a string, Chloe kind of thinks like, okay, maybe this is someone that I actually can tell this to. And she says, okay, so I don't know how into like Greek mythology you are. I was visited by Poseidon and given certain gifts in exchange for keeping an eye on his son. His son is an
Ah.
asshole, and so I really don't want to do it anymore.
This is gonna be very messy, so messy and dumb. But Athena's gonna lean over and like just take Chloe's hand and just simply say, "My dear, dear Chloe, as someone who has known Sully's dramatization for years, I can understand. But if you want to know something very, very interesting, maybe you should invite me back to your place."
Oh, wow! Yes, 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 yes.
I
Okay.
need to get to her sex move eventually.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I don't even think I want you to have to roll to turn someone on. That was just so good. And why would I put anything in the way of this? Um, so yeah, I think we see this kind of like again, this like lean in, and Chloe kind of like bats her eyelashes at you. And then yeah, I think Athena's using her sex move, it sounds like. What
Yeah.
is Athena's sex move? Obviously not here in the restaurant, but
Declare whether your partner is a groupie or an equal. If they are a groupie, they gain a string on you. If they are an equal, you gain a string on them.
ooh, so what are you declaring about Chloe? Is she a groupie or is she an equal?
I think, honestly, I think Athena doesn't really care for the whole groupie thing, so she would do an equal, and that will also lead into the conversation of like, hey, I don't want anything too serious, but I'm down to hook up if you want to, but we
Yeah,
can be
yeah,
still
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so I think we see like kind of like, this like PG-13 movie kind of thing where it's like you say this thing of like, oh, you want to find something out, and then we just see like the like Athena's dorm room like door, and we just hear like the flapping of wings. Um, and I think I'm gonna have you do one more gaze into the abyss roll
Okie dokie.
to see if you can find because Chloe mentioned like I've been given like these talents or whatever. So if Athena wants to try to like figure out what is up, you can.
Be nice to me. Well, because of the -1, it's just a 9.
Okay, so okay. How is this going to happen? I think I know what it is. So we cut to you after whatever has happened has happened. Um, the two of you are in Athena's dorm room. And you're like kind of mid conversation about like, hey, I don't want anything too serious, like, just having a frank thing. And Chloe's just like, that was great. Doesn't have to be like super serious or anything. Like, you know, I'm not really seeing anybody else right now, so that's fine. Do you have like sorry, could I get like a glass of water?
Oh, sure, yeah. It's water time.
Um yeah, you get her some water and she like has a sip of it and then her body language kind of changes and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I just remembered I have a project. I gotta run."
Are you
Is that
sure?
okay?
Yeah. Are you good? Do you need help?
Don't need help. Totally good. I'm so sorry. I really have to go.
Oh, yeah. Let me know. Text me when you get back to your dorm.
She takes off. Athena, you noticed that when she like went to get a drink of water, there was some condensation on the glass. And that is the thing that is confusing and alarming. As soon as she like took the glass and drank it, she like was like, I gotta get out of here.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Man, I wish Sully was talking to me. Oh my God! That asshole! I'm gonna just text him real quick. You fucking asshole! I have information about your dad. God damn it!
I love that. Meanwhile, where do you think this training was taking place, Sam?
It's probably like the gym.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think let's start off the scene just real right off the bat. This is like a training situation, but I do think you said you wanted to kick his ass.
Yeah,
That
happily.
sounds like a lash out physically role. So if you want to, you don't have to, but
He's not lying about the popcorn, by the way.
I just gotta
plus
see my
plus
numbers.
plus volatile is lash out physically.
I know. It's like, why? What is my wild? It's 2. Why have I been attacking things earlier?
Is that a good ol or is a bad ol? Okay.
Okay.
The 14.
Okay, so here's how this is gonna go. I am going to turn over narrative control to you, Janine. You
Okay,
do
great.
your brother actual harm. That because that's lash out physically, the baseline is
Oh yeah.
you do them harm. So he'll at the end of this he'll take 1 harm, which is like, a decently serious injury. But I will let you tell me what this looks like. What is the nature of the training that you're doing? I'm imagining like sparring if you're kicking his ass, but
Yeah. It's so they're like in like one of they rented out one of the like one of the like tennis courts, indoor tennis courts. That's a thing at some college gyms, right? That's what happened at my gym in college. And we rented out one of those rooms, and Samus goes, "Okay, so are we just gonna do like a quick spar? I'm pretty warm. Did you warm up? Because I've warmed up. You did? Okay,
yeah,
great.
I'm warmed up. I'm feeling good. He's like doing some like stretches, kind of like, getting ready.
You're not supposed to static stretch before you work out, bro. Actually, Lay's a chirper. She would say that.
He is acting as though Leia is not even here.
So like Sam's like, okay, cool. We could just do like a quick little spar. It shouldn't be that bad. Like I'm really, again, like I did get a little bit of muscle, and like Grandpa tried his best to like train me in things, and like you can't really beat up Grandpa. So like the hand-to-hand combat probably wasn't that good. So like it's good to like train and make sure that I have it down. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's just
great.
kind of like nodding and just like kind of like, okay, waiting for you to stop talking so that the two of you
And then
can fight.
she sets up into the middle of the room and she goes, okay, let's go.
Yeah. What happens after that?
Chris goes at her first, and she full on like sweeps his legs, pins him to the ground, and goes, "How's that? Again? Are we gonna do it again? Okay, great." And like lifts him up, and then like just like goes up and like hits him in all like the touch points. Does what is it in Miss Congeniality? Sing? Did sing? And like did that. I'm like, okay, cool, cool, cool. Are you gonna fight back? Are you gonna no? And like just keeps going at him at like full speed, and he's not able to keep up at the pace that Sam is going at with every punch and like dodge that she is doing against him. Yeah, they do that for like a minute because Sam feels bad after, and she goes, "Okay, hi, you good?" And like she's barely sweating.
Yeah, you're just so much quicker than he is.
Oh yeah.
I would say, like, comparing the two of you, Chris still is like bigger and bulkier, and if he could land a hit on you, it would not be good for you. But you're just so quick, and he hasn't seen you, and he hasn't sparred with you like probably for forever, like let alone since before this training. And so he just can't get a hit in. What is the nature of like the actual injury or harm that Chris takes by the end of this sparring match?
I think Sam just kind of like flips him over one too many times, and he's like, "Up the back, yep,
Yeah.
just a little bit of a locked in." I was like, "Okay, you good?"
Yeah, he gets up, puts his hand on his back, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, Grandpa really put you through the ringer, it seems like."
It was not that bad.
You can go ahead and I don't know if you have any conditions left, but I do think this is another situation where you get to clear condition, but Chris will lose a string on you. And he is down to just one string on
Hell
Sam.
yeah.
And I think the thing that you see on his face, first of all, he is a little bit embarrassed.
Yeah. Did it on
Like
purpose.
because you really, really showed him up. Like he didn't even land a hit on you at all. Like was clearly taken aback and like underestimating what this fight was going to be like. Um, and the loss of the string is him realizing that he really doesn't know you or know what you're capable of, even though you're twins and you like used to spend a lot of time together. He doesn't know you. And then there is a little bit of relief and respect in the look that you're getting from him as he's like rubbing his back. And he's like, okay, cool. So co-guardians, co-chosen, sounds like.
I not chosen, just it's more, good talk. Great. Cool, 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 cool. She just grabs her bag and just starts walking out.
You start to walk out and he like kind of like doesn't run. But reaches out to you. Like not like a harsh way, but like kind of like grabs your elbow. And close enough to you that I think like Leia doesn't hear this conversation. And he says, the chosen things. It's like kind of overrated and like kind of fake anyway, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Like I mean, I could still help you with the, the supernatural senses stuff,
Mhm.
you know, but I mean, once you got that going, then
Open up to her. Open up to her.
we've got 2 more episodes.
In a beat.
um, and this kind of is like, well, yeah, once you've got that,
Okay. Is this us bonding? Is this bonding? Is this what bonding?
I don't know.
The ghost of Athena says yes.
I can feel it.
He like kind of gives you like a pat on the back and is like, good talk. I'm gonna go get some ice.
You might want to go to the trainer for that one.
Yeah.
Good thing you're in the off season. Deuces.
Yeah, he hobbles off. I think what we could end the scene there, or if Leia and Sam want to talk about what just happened, we'll leave room for that.
Oh, Leia's immediately gonna bound down for whatever bleacher she was on and go for a double high five.
Sam like is on the other side of the door, just like like when you're on a wall and you just like slowly drip down. Cool. Hi. Hello.
I was gonna say that was sick as hell. You look like you're about to vomit. And Leia, I think, is gonna like kick over a nearby, not kick over, but like use her foot to nudge a nearby trash can over to Sam.
No, I'm chilling. Was it cool? Good convo. You liked it? Was good.
Yeah, I love men being put in their place. It's my favorite thing.
Great. Good talk. So we have a mission, right? Mission, right? Yeah. Thing we have to do with couples and things.
I mean, like, Athena's busy, so I don't think we have to, like, grab randos and say, hey, fall in love.
I mean, you're part of the team. Technically, you can. I don't think Sam can because she wasn't here when the pact was made.
I
but
think
I think
Sam Sam can, because basically it's like a member of your court is kind of how
Oh
it's.
yeah.
So
Cool.
even if
Do it.
Sam's back, Sam's a member of your court, that can happen.
Do it. Do it, Sam.
And
So
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
when it's like, so what if it's not randos who like each other?
Who would it be?
Ah, there might be some feelings between two people that you know.
I
Maybe.
know a lot of people, Sam. You're going to have to be more specific.
Well, I don't really know the situation of it, but like if someone had a crush on another person that you knew and like a personal level, and like someone had a big transformation and then someone's not talking to anyone right now, and then those two people might like each other. I don't know what's happening. Oh my god, look at that! I hear, what is that? Oh my goodness! And then Sam just starts walking away very quickly.
Yeah, somebody opens the door and is like, "Hey, we got the room."
Yep. Our bad.
And I think that is a good note to end on. So we're gonna bring this episode to an end of Sam just being like, "Oh, I don't know what's happening. Bye." So we're gonna go around and let you know where you can find all of us, what else we have going on. And we are going to start again with Ava. Who
making
saw
sure
a
that my mic's on. Hello, my darlings and dears. It's your mother, Ava, here. You can find me anywhere at Madam Ava Couture. I'm still on Twitter, until the heat death of the universe, but I'm anywhere that you can find Madam Ava Couture at. For the week, you'll see me on Fusca's channel on Thursdays, where we travel through the valleys of death. See what to do with that. And then hopefully we'll be back on Exquisite Corpse Presents on Sundays for Thirsty Sword Lesbian, where I play the nervous daughter of King Arthur. It's been a couple of weeks, y'all, so we're trying, but hopefully we'll be back for that. But see you guys next week. Oh,
yeah,
going to Janine.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Janine Florence. You can find me on all social medias at Janine.Florence in any form. Without the dot, with the dot, I don't know at this point. TTRPG stuff, I'm a little bit in like a frozen time of doing TTRPGs, except for my little group over here. I have been missing because you can catch me in the New England area in a queer retelling of Scooby-Doo called the Interrobangers. For this month up until the end of February, if you want to go see some live theater and see me play a gay nerd, Velma, yeah, check it out. It's in all of my link. It's in my link tree. And I'm gonna go pass it to MJ.
What is up, everyone? You can find me on the Bird app at Melanie J. I mostly talk about sports on there. Please don't be afraid. That is just my other personality mode. I am a professional game master on Start Playing. If you want to see what I'm like on the other side of the table, I just announced a bunch of new campaigns. Help me pay for law school. Apart from that, I don't know. I'll release music at some point. I have some stuff that I've been working on for the last 6 months. We'll see if it ever comes to fruition. And yeah, if you really want to find me, just, I don't know, like, go into the Philadelphia wilderness and I'm probably there. And I'll throw it back to Taylor.
Yes, I'm Taylor Felicity. You can find me online most places at Roll4Felicity. I do stream also on Twitch. I have some stuff coming up next month on my channel. I'm going to do a stream where I have a guest on and we talk about Reddit stories specifically related to TTRPGs. People can also submit their own advice queries or horror stories or whatever the case might be. So that's going to be happening next month. I'm going to be playing a 2-player game on stream next month. But more immediately, you can find me over on Entropy Emporium on Friday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern, playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians, where I am playing a repressed paladin of the post-apocalyptic wasteland who is not allowed to fall in love. And Janine, I just live for your reactions to things. But that's, I think, everything. So we'll see you here next week with our penultimate episode of season 2 of Monster Hearts Freshman Year. I'm sure everything will be fine, and Sully will be back, and I'm sure things will have blown over. So we'll see you then. Bye.